Here we go, my first time in a true stability shoe. Good morning, YouTube. So a common theme in some of my comments that I get on this channel is that my arch is collapsing and that I need a stability shoe. And to be honest with you guys, I don't really care to wear stability shoes. My ankle doesn't hurt. I don't really suffer any problems from it, so why bother? To me, stability shoes are just clunky and firm and just not my vibe. But Running Warehouse reached out to me. They asked me if I wanted to try the Asics Gel Kayano 27, and I said, all right, sure, I'll give it a shot. I'm very open to different kinds of shoes here. So without any further ado, here it is, the Asics Gel Kayano 27. Exactly a full review. It isn't exactly a first run impressions. I have about 20 miles in this shoe, so I think I can finally speak to my first experience in a true stability shoe. Like I said, I did get this shoe from Running Warehouse. They sent it to me. I did not pay for it. However, they're not telling me what to say. Asics isn't telling me what to say. No one's gonna see this before you, and that's kind of that. When people think Asics running shoes, a lot of them think about the Kayano. It's kind of one of Asics' flagship shoes. I mean, there's been 27 versions of it, so. Let's start with the specs. The Kayano 27 is 8.8 ounces for a women's size 7, and it was 11.23 ounces for my whopper size 10.5 foot. Despite the weight of this shoe, it doesn't really feel that heavy on foot, just something I wanted to point out. It has a 13 millimeter drop, pretty steep, with 24 millimeters of stack in the heel and 11 in the forefoot. And yes, the Kayano 27 is true to size. As for the upper of the shoe, Asics is using an engineered Jacquard mesh. Comparing it to other Asics uppers that I've seen in the past, this is a pretty dialed down one in terms of stitching and overlays. It's pretty nice and minimal. I did feel some breathability in the toe box, which I was pleasantly surprised about. While the upper does hold your foot snug to the platform, for me it didn't feel constricting or uncomfortable. It didn't cause hot spots or blisters, and that's always a good thing. The Kayano 27 also has an external heel counter, which helps with stability, obviously, and also works in conjunction with the Trusstic system, which we'll get to a little bit later. But it does provide some nice heel lockdown here. There wasn't any point on any of my runs where I felt any kind of heel slippage. Hello, who's there? If this were a neutral shoe with this plastic heel counter, I would probably say we could lose it to cut down on some weight, but because this is a stability shoe, that would be defeating the whole purpose. Asics also does provide some cushioning in the heel area. It's not ridiculous like some of their other shoes are. It's just enough, and I appreciated that. The midsole of the Kayano has a lot of technology that makes it a heck of a lot more stable than your standard neutral shoe. For starters, Asics is using two types of foam in the midsole. We got just standard Flytefoam, and then we have Flytefoam Propel. And of course, there's some gel in the heel and apparently some gel in the forefoot, which you can't see. And then we have something called Dynamic DuoMax. So I'll do my best to explain this. I believe that there's a part of the midsole that's constructed with a firmer sort of spongy foam. And that helps to control the inward rolling and the arch collapse that you see in some of my videos. And if you look at this footage, you can really tell in my stride that I have barely any arch collapse at all. I mean, this really does work. It certainly created a smoother transition for me. So this DuoMax technology that Asics has also works with their Trusstic system, which is this right here. And that helps to reduce the twisting of the shoe. So you can really barely twist this at all. In the Kayano 27, we have a gender-specific Trusstic system for both men and women. For women, the Trusstic system offers a little more support in the means of forward motion. And while we're on the topic of gender-specific callouts in the Asics Kayano 27, this shoe also has 3 millimeters more of foam for women than it does for men, and just a slightly softer Flytefoam. So you're probably wondering, how the heck does this shoe feel? I'll be honest. The shoe feels better than I thought it was going to. I can't say that I was particularly excited about running in the Kayano 27 when I first took it out of the box. I can't really say I'd be excited to run in any stability shoe. The ride of the shoe is a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. I ran all different paces in the shoe, from easy runs to steady pace runs to more tempo pace runs, and it performed decently at every clip. And I was also surprised by how much forefoot flexibility this shoe has. So not only are you getting the stability elements that the shoe provides, but you're also able to flex your foot somewhat in a way that's natural. This shoe was good for me for about 5 miles, and then I started to feel like I wanted a little more cushioning underfoot. It isn't really what I'm used to, and I kind of felt that in the balls of my foot a little bit. I would love to see, and maybe it's not possible, but I would love to see a stability shoe that is also soft in some way. I wouldn't call this hard as a rock, but I definitely wouldn't call it soft. On my last run I did in this shoe, I also felt some slight knee pain towards the end. And I know it's probably because my body isn't used to those stability elements, and maybe it's really helping me more than it is hurting me, but no one likes knee pain, and that kind of threw me off a bit. That being said, this shoe does have a smooth ride, like I said, and it was not boring to run in. I did actually enjoy running in this, and I did like picking it up. And lastly, if you turn this shoe over, you have Asics high abrasion rubber, which we all know provides incredible traction, incredible durability. I know I only have 20 miles in this shoe, but there's really no signs of wear at all here. Overall, I had a pretty pleasant experience in the Asics Gel Kayano 27. It did change my feeling on stability shoes and what they're all about. The Asics Gel Kayano 27 is $159.95 on runningwarehouse.com. A pretty standard price for Asics shoes and for stability shoes. And if you're interested in picking up your own pair, Running Warehouse has you covered. Just go down to the description of this video, click that link, and pick up your pair. It is an affiliate link, which doesn't mean anything for you. It just helps out my channel, which I always appreciate, so I can keep making these fun, exciting videos that everyone just waits all week for. Maybe somebody does. That would be cool. Overall, I had a pretty pleasant experience in the Asics Gel Kayano 27. Will I do a 50-mile review in this shoe? If you want, let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys, well, that concludes my first experience in a stability shoe, the Asics Gel Kayano 27. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit that notifications bell down below so you can find out every time I upload a new video. Thank goodness. I have another video for you guys next week, but in the meantime, get out there, socially distanced, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like heller. See you next time. Did change my feeling on stability shoes and what they're, oops.